Taurus, thank you for stopping by and welcome to your forecast for 2015. You might want to grab a pen and paper as the universe gives you these messages throughout the year. And while you sit down and vision, whether you journal or you work with a vision board or you just think about what you want to create, you can have on the side to incorporate it because it will support you and help you to create what you want. We're going to be looking at your chart from the sun going into Taurus of this year and all the influences that are going around you that would represent how the universe can support you, help you, and basically what will happen. So the first thing that we're looking at is the beginning of the year, January 1st. And this, if you look, Mars is in Aquarius here. It's opposite Jupiter. Jupiter is in Leo, and there is this element of wanting to do it all. And there is an inspiration energy to fight for what you want to create for your life in general. This is specific about your goals and ambition in terms of career, but it's more than career. Your life is your career. Your life is your canvas. You're the artist, and your artwork is your life. But, what are you doing with your life? So put some energy and thought into it. You begin the new year with the moon in Taurus, which is really, really nice because you will be in sync with these energies. You can revel in your own nature. Mercury is the planet of the messenger. And so as Mercury makes its way through the zodiac, when it goes retrograde, it's time to rethink things. So, and that will help you. So the larger message for you this year is to break free from any restrictions that you might have felt from the previous 2 years, to be able to create that which is dear to your life, to kind of like have tremendous insight in terms of what might hold you back, so it no longer holds you back. There is an element of psychological depth that will be going on this year, going into the psychology, the nature, the intuitive side. So that too will be developed. So where's the first messenger? When Mercury goes retrograde, it goes retrograde first in Aquarius. It goes retrograde January 21st. And this retrograde energy is once again, it's asking you to, hey, what do I want to be doing with my life? What changes are important for me to make in my career? Let me think about it. And when Mercury goes direct, it's connected with the moon. Look at Mercury's at 17 and the moon's at 17. So there's this emotional connection. So it's not just about the practicality. It's not just about the money that will come from the career, even though that can be important. It is about the emotional component of feeling good about what you're doing with your life. The second retrograde begins on May 18th. Of course, you'll feel it before because of what they call the shadow, but it's exact May 18th. And it goes retrograde in Gemini. And now the money component comes up. So it's saying first, so the larger picture is what am I doing with my life? And getting in contact with the psychological components of what's holding you back or what's not holding you back, or why you're doing what you're doing, or why you're not doing what you want to be doing. First rethink that. Then bring in the components about the financial and abundance aspect. How much money do I really need? What do I need to do to create this abundance? What do I need to do for my own gifts that I have to develop within myself to create, to be able to command the prosperity, or basically, ask for the money that you feel you want, need in order to live your life fulfilled. And then the third Mercury retrograde of the year is September 17th, and it's over in Libra, okay? And so it goes in Libra. It's like, well, now that I got this concept together and the building of the abundance, what are the daily routines that need to be completed and done in order for me to have that fulfillment? Venus is your ruling sign, as you know, and Venus goes retrograde this year. So here's the other messenger for you personally that will support you, that will help you in what is near and dear to your heart. Venus goes into Virgo. And when Venus is going into Virgo, there is a switch around what is it that I need to get done, more meticulous. But Venus in Virgo as an earth sign is very positive for you, and it will bring out the creative element for you. She will go direct in Leo, connected to where Jupiter went direct, which also happens to be where Jupiter was when the sun went into your sign. So what does this mean? It means that there is an element of opening up your creativity. And by the way, Venus is going retrograde on a particular fixed star called Regulus, which is a royal fixed star, and is very positive. So there's a positive influence connected to the Leo energy, and it is suggesting that there could be something that you're doing from home that is very creative, that connects with the larger context of what is important for you to do in your life. Whether you could be working from home, whether you could have a hobby that could be develop into some type of a home-based business, that there, and on another level is just enjoy your home, and that you could have an opportunity to expand where you're living and find a place that you love to be and you love to live in. When we go into the year, the other major influences that are personal in nature are where the eclipses are. So we have the first eclipse on March 20th at 29 degrees of Pisces, which is connected to a fixed star that is not a happy fixed star. So there's a lot of element of emotions that can come up at that time, and that eclipse is in a part of your world that represents friendships, and it really can mean that there's changes in your life with your friends, or that people that you connect with, or maybe you're part of a group or an organization, that there's a shift within that group and organization, and there could be a bittersweetness that comes along with that. The next eclipse, the lunar eclipse on April 4th, this is where it's been for the last year, and the nodes go through these same signs for 18 months when the eclipses are close to them, and it has been propelling you to look at what you do every day that makes your life function, taking care of your health, and having time to connect with a spiritual aspect of yourself, and an awareness. It goes back to that psychological awareness of where you stub your own toe. Like, why do I keep stubbing my toe on the corner of the end table? I know it's there. What's with that? So wherever that proverbial stubbing your toe is, wherever you feel frustrated, wherever you feel angry, wherever you feel just like want to whine about something, this is a time where you can understand where that's coming from, what the purpose of it is, and release that. Let it go. Then we have solar eclipse in Virgo on September 13th. And we also have the lunar eclipse at 4 degrees of Aries, Libra. And that marks the end of the North Node, which has been going through Libra. On October 9th, the node will go into Virgo. And having the eclipse right here, see the sun and the moon in Virgo here? This is positive for you because it really will support that opening up of your self-expression. The major shifts in the planets, Saturn is going retrograde on March 14th, of course, in Sagittarius at 4 degrees. And that Saturn in Sagittarius, and it goes, is one of the reasons why this is a deep year of understanding your psychological nature. You could even start to get books that look into that insight, internal insight to who and why you are the way you are. When Saturn goes direct, see, Saturn's going to dip back into Scorpio just for a couple of months in the summer, a few months in the summer. And unless you are a very late degree Taurus, meaning you were born at the end of the Taurus cycle, you will probably not feel it as much, but hey, you're still a Taurus. It's still opposite your sign. So whatever didn't get cleared out from the past about the obstacles and where you feel that you've been blocked in terms of creating your life the way you want, things can come up again to get managed, to get cleared out. The other energy we have with Saturn is at the end of the year, November 26th. And what's happening is we have Saturn square Neptune. And that can be a little bit bluesy. By that time, Saturn's up to 7 degrees and Neptune's at 7 degrees. And that Saturn-Neptune energy, see, Saturn wants to bring form. Neptune is the dreamer. And so Saturn's the realist. Neptune is, I don't have to be real about something. I just want it to happen. And depending on your own personal personality, that if you, either way, if you are the realist and the Saturn-Neptune here is like, where are my dreams? It's like, why is life difficult? If you are just a dreamer and can't put the form to it, then there can be a disappointment. The positive use of this energy is to figure out what needs to be measured, what needs to be done in order to accomplish your dreams. Then we have the Pluto retrograde on April 16th. And Pluto is going retrograde, of course, from Capricorn. And it is the square, the exact Uranus square Pluto that we've been dealing with, is exact again on March 16th. And Pluto goes direct on the 25th. So you see, Pluto moves very slowly in any one year. So it's measuring between 12 and 15 during the year, between the retrograde and the direct. But is inspiring you to make some slow but fundamental shifts in your viewpoint of the world, your viewpoint in your views, your beliefs. It's very subtle, but you will feel it most in the middle of March when the Pluto square is exact again. And what is happening then, because for you, it's about the insight of knowing yourself on a deeper level and connecting with a spiritual purpose in your life. When Jupiter, now let's talk about Jupiter, because Jupiter is where the doors can open up for opportunity. And for you, the door of opportunity can open up with living where you want to live, creating your home, having your home be your sanctuary. There might be some move. You might end up moving. You might end up redecorating. And having your home be a support for everything else that is near and dear to your heart. Now, Jupiter moves direct on April 8th, and then it goes into Virgo on August 11th. So August 11th, there's a shift from that Leo expansion energy into Virgo. Now, Earth to Earth is very positive, and because Virgo obviously is an Earth sign. And Jupiter in Virgo is supporting you in terms of your creativity, your self-expression, and reminding you to enjoy life, to have fun. And if you've gotten to a point where your work is drudgery, it's saying make a shift, either change the job or change your mindset so it is fun again, it's joyful again. On September 17th, Jupiter is going to be opposed Neptune. So Jupiter again is up in Virgo by this time, and it's opposing Neptune at 7 degrees. And Jupiter-Neptune is actually a very positive energy, even though it's an opposition, but it's a dreamer energy. So if all you're doing is dreaming about what's possible without the Saturn groundedness or the Virgo groundedness of the practicality of what needs to be done, then when Saturn-Neptune comes along at the end of the year, you could feel disappointed. But if you're willing to look at the big dreams and not let anybody pull you down or get in your way, say, I can figure it out, then the world, as they say, the world is your oyster. And speaking of Neptune, Neptune will go retrograde on June 12th, and it goes retrograde from 9 degrees, and it goes direct in November 18th. So you see how slowly Neptune goes through. So these outer planets are more of a whisper. It's only when they're going direct or retrograde that we really feel them, or they're connecting with other planets in your chart. And the Neptune square energy is what we were talking about with the Jupiter-Neptune opposition. Don't let anybody get in your dreams. Otherwise, when the square comes around, you could feel like, oh gosh, I'm disappointed. And so we finish off with the Uranus energy. And the Uranian energy, let me see, we got Venus here. The Uranus goes retrograde July 26th at 20 degrees. Again, inspiring you to understand yourself in a deep way. Look at this fire energy. You have fire energy in Leo and in Saturn and Sagittarius and Jupiter in Leo. All in these parts of the zodiac for you that represent transformation from the depths of your soul. So that is very inspiring at that time. And you will feel the Uranian push the most likely the first time around July 26th, as Mars is square Uranus. And so whatever frustration you might be feeling around how things may not be going your way, you can clear that out. It's a time to clear that out and to connect again with that which you need, desire, want from the foundation, your inner self, for happiness and completeness. I wish you a very, very happy new year and a joyful 2015. Thank you so much for listening and being a subscriber and sharing.